Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast update for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, as we start with a look at the satellite picture on Tuesday morning, we've got a lot of clear skies behind a big sweeping cold front from the western U.S. into the south, all the way into the Great Lakes. But as you make your way into the Northeast, we do have some cloud cover and some snow still lingering across the region. Some snow showers here associated with some very cold air coming in on the backside of that trough. So you look at those temperatures again, some 20s and 30s as you make your way north into parts of upstate New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. A little bit further south, you can get a little bit warmer, talking about 30s up to the mid 40s, but still going to be a little bit cool as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. But we are shifting and trending toward a warmer, more mild and quiet pattern as we head through the end of the week into early next week. As we look at the precipitation over the last 72 hours, again, it's really been focused across the East Coast up toward the Northeast. The rest of the United States here, the western two-thirds of it have been dry over the last 72 hours, and that drier weather is going to be making its way into the Northeast here, again, as we head into the rest of this week. The hazards map right now, we've got a freeze warning, frost advisories as you make your way down into parts of eastern Virginia, then down into the Carolinas, and parts of the Mid-South with some of the first exposure to sub-freezing temperatures across this region. We do have Hurricane Eta has been named down across parts of the Caribbean, south of Cuba, and it's expected to meander around south of Cuba all the way through the weekend. So it is certainly possible that Eta could make its way up toward the United States, but it's not going to be until we get into the week 2 time frame. So we'll likely be talking about Hurricane Eta, at least in the backdrop here of things for the next week or so. Now, here's the pattern as we get started on Tuesday morning. Again, a broad ridge sliding in across the western half, or the central part of the country, bringing in the quiet and warmer pattern. We still got some cold air coming in on the backside of this departing trough, and that's what's got the cool start to things for us here in the Northeast and those lingering clouds and snow showers across the region. Now, as we head into next week, we're going to start to develop a trough across the west. Let me go ahead and jump back. I want to step through time with that one. Here we go. We will eventually dig a trough in across the western half of the country as we get into the back half of the weekend into early next week. But in doing so, we're just going to amplify this pattern even more, allowing more warmth to surge into the Northeast. So likely looking at quite the warm weekend across the Northeast and probably a warm start to next week as well. So as we look at the temperature anomaly forecast through November 7th on the left and then November 8th through the 12th on the right, again, you can see we do broadly warm up the entire lower 48 beneath that ridge over the next 5 days. But as we amplify that pattern, we really allow the warmth to build up across the East Coast as we head into next week. So the precipitation forecast over the next 5 days on the left, again, we'll have some precipitation lingering over the next 24 hours or so, but that'll taper off as we head through the day-to-day, setting up a dry finish to the week. And then as we get into next week, we're looking at the days 6 through 10 precipitation forecast on the right, excuse me, with troughing coming in on the backside. Again, this sets us up in the warm sector of the storm system. We'll be tapping into Gulf moisture, upper-level support, strong jet stream winds, potential for one or more storm systems across the midsection of the country. We'll have to talk about the potential for the return of showers and storms across the region. But between now and then, again, it's going to be very quiet, very mild across the region, especially as we get into the weekend with this very amplified pattern that results in a ridge across the eastern half of the country. So this is what we've got as we head into Saturday and Sunday. A big ridge across the Northeast, allowing us to really warm up and stay quiet until this next trough starts to push into our region, whenever that may be, if it is going to make its way into the region. Of course, this is something we'll have to talk more about specifics as we get into next week. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at the operational model output here from the European model. Again, showers, snow showers lingering as we get the day started. Could see those flakes flying through the end of the day, but we should dry out, seeing those taper off into the overnight. It's going to set up a dry pattern then as we head through Wednesday, dry across the region, Thursday dry, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That ridge just parked across the region on Monday. Now getting into Tuesday, we're starting to see that front try to sweep across the Great Lakes into the southern plains, but the details on the exact evolution of this are just not set in stone at this point. We're talking 7 to 8 days out into the future with dry conditions across the Northeast. A look at that temperature forecast will animate that again as we dig the trough in across the west. We amplify the ridge across the east, and that means as we head into next week, early next week, we're likely going to be looking at those temperatures anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees warmer than average across the northeast. So we'll look at the precipitation probabilities here, the likelihood of picking up an inch or more of rainfall between now and next Friday on the left, really starting to hone in on the Midwest as the focal point for the development of these storm systems, the shower and thunderstorm activity. But of course, we'll talk about at least the outside chance of some showers and storms making their way back into the Northeast as we get deeper into next week, the other side of Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. And as we look at the snowfall probabilities here, the likelihood of picking up 3 inches or more between now and November 13th. Again, with the troughing out west, that is where the best snow chances will be as we warm up across the eastern half of the country. Of course, not going to be talking about much in the way of wintry precipitation over the next 7 to 10 days. So we'll look at those high temperatures then to wrap this up. Again, on the cool side today, 20s and 30s across the north, making your way down into parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. You'll get into the upper 40s to the lower 50s today. Warmth really starts to move in from west to east during the day tomorrow. Thursday, everyone will be back above average with 50s and 60s numerous across the region, continuing to climb as we head into the weekend.